This live stream is brought to you by Dixon's Automotive Repair and Dart Towing.
All right, everybody, thank y'all for joining us here. Newtown Dragway, here we go, getting ready to start into first round eliminations of the Quick 8. The guys have already done 3-time runs. We've established the field. We're getting ready to get into some bracket racing action. We are live right now, thanks to Dixon's Automotive, Dart Towing, PixelHunter Productions is bringing this. Y'all can see the drones flying around. We got cameras and all that. So anyway, thank y'all for joining in. Here we go. First round, Quick 8. Dandridge Allen pulling up in the right lane out of Champlain, Virginia. Dialed a 495. Dandridge was #1 qualifier. Bubba Peel, #5 qualifier in the left lane in the Ford. He was dialed at 547. Bubba is going to get about a half a second head start in the left lane, and Dandridge just got to go run him down. Way red. Bubba goes through 548 on a 47. Unfortunately, he turns the red light on. Allen will be going to second round. 502 on a 495 dial. Second pair pulling out of the staging lanes now. Herman Fogg in the left lane is dialed a 517. Herman was your #3 qualifier. Lewis Bailey in the right lane in the Dodge dialed a 546. Lewis was #7 qualifier. Lewis is going to get about a 3/10 of a head start on Herman. Herman's got to go catch him. Times for the most part. Let's see what happens. Herman's hard on the brakes down there and gets the win. Herman goes 522 on a 517 dial. Bailey goes 556 on a 546. Now Herman was here last night at Newtown on Friday night running that exact truck in our top 10 list, and I believe after last night he is sitting at #2 in that exact truck. Michael Smith in the right lane out of Gloucester, Virginia, dialed a 547. Butch Self in the left lane out of Callio, dialed a 519 in the old Ford. Pretty even reaction times for both of these guys as well. Butch taking the win. He goes a 519 with a 0 on a 519. Dead on. Michael Smith goes 554 on a 547. Just didn't run the number. All right, Francis Thomas was our #8 qualifier pulling up in the right lane in the Jeep. He is out a 569. Shane Hartless in the left lane in the Ford is dialed a 538. A little bit of nitrous purge for Francis in the Jeep. Inline 6 4-liter underneath the hood. Shane turns the red light on. Francis takes the win. He was 0-32 on the tree. Francis is always down here bracket racing, and he is one of our best competitors in that Jeep. Moving on to second round. All right, just a reminder for the quick 8 guys that lost first round, just throw it out there to y'all. Y'all can buy back. So my losers are first round in the quick 8. If y'all buy back, when that happens, y'all get over to the bracket class that I'm about to call to the lane. So just a reminder, the first round losers in the quick 8, y'all can re-entry, but y'all will be over in the bracket class when that happens. Just a reminder, I'm sure y'all know that. We've done it before. Just to let everybody know how the quick 8 format works, after the 3 time runs, we take the quickest 8 drivers and vehicles, and they go run the separate class, as you just saw. The winner of the quick 8 class in a little bit, after a few rounds of racing, that winner gets to get bumped over to the bracket class, and that particular person can keep going. So there might be someone that can actually win twice. So that's always good. 2 times to the pay window in one day is very good. So anyway, just to kind of let the people know that are here at Newtown Dragway, here at the track watching, y'all are probably wondering what happened to the dragster. He should have been number 1 qualifier, obviously, with the 340, but they're working out some issues over there in the pits, and he withdrew and is not running the bracket class. So if y'all are wondering where the dragster is, he's back there. They're working out some bugs, so that's why he was not number 1 qualifier in the quick 8. But anyway, so moving on, we will take our bracket class to the lanes now for first round elimination. So I need my bracket class to the lanes for first round elimination, please. Thank y'all. All right, bracket class, first round eliminations. Y'all come on over to the lanes. First round of bracket class, y'all come on over to the lanes. All right, just a reminder to y'all, the concession stand is here over there, Chasing the Pig Barbecue. If you haven't had a chance to go over there, they're still here, and you can go over there and get some cheeseburgers. I had a hot dog from them last night. It was delicious. Real quick, while I got you, special thanks. I want to thank Blackwater Motorsports for the help they do to help us down here. Dixon's Automotive, Jeremy Dixon over there. He's got a service over in King William and Ashland. Thank you for Jeremy Dixon for helping us down here with the broadcast and helping us down. Dart Towing. So special thanks to Dart Towing. And then also S&N Transmission and Diesel Performance out of Powhatan. Thank you all for y'all's help as well to help us down here at the track. I appreciate everybody coming. I know it's hot. So hopefully all of y'all are staying safe and drinking lots of water. We will get into first round eliminations here for the bracket class in just a second. I know they're over in the staging lanes forming up now, so just hold tight.
If you are ever stranded, stuck, or simply need a tow, call Dart Towing. Whether it's a breakdown, a fender bender, or just getting your ride where it needs to go, Dart is ready 24/7 with fast, reliable service you can count on. And hey, gearheads, racers, and adrenaline junkies, Dart Towing is a proud sponsor of the Newtown Dragway live streams. That's right, when engines roar, Dart is there, supporting the local racing scene every step of the way. When you need a lift, call Dart Towing. Dial 804-769-AUTO or visit us online at darttow.com. Dart is driven, dependable, and there when you need us.
Y'all know the next event we've got coming down here at Newtown Dragway next Friday night. Next Friday night's going to be one of our shootouts, test and tune, bean field racing, street night like we normally do on some Friday nights. But next Friday night we're going to have a diesel shootout. So if anybody's out there listening or paying attention or whatever, we will be having a shootout next Friday night, a diesel class. Street diesel shootout. And they got to make the drive, so they'll be able to show up. They can trailer them in, do whatever you want to do, they can drive them in, whatever, but you can have a couple of practice passes, some shakedown passes, but we will get them together, and they're going to be going on about a 10-mile drive. They'll go out there and do a little bit of driving and come back to the track, and then we'll get them all paired up for eliminations. So there will be a diesel street truck shootout next Friday night here at Newtown, and that's on August the 1st. So that'll be our next event next Friday night. Anyway, so we'll let y'all know about that. But we're getting ready to get into the first round here in just a second on the bracket class. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. First round of the bracket class for everybody down here. All right, right lane, we got Brian Longest pulling up out of Newtown, Virginia in the Dodge. He is dialed a 623. We got Kevin Mundy driving what I call Mr. Hammond's truck in the left lane, and he is dialed a 580. Ooh, both guys pretty good reaction times. Oh, Mr. Longest gets the win, 628 on a 623. Kevin breaks out. He went 578 on a 580 dial. I saw him down there hard on the brakes, but he still went a little too fast. Brian Longest takes the win, moving on to second round. Victoria Bailey out of Waverly, Virginia in the right lane in the Ford. She is dialed a 572. Ashton Cecil in the Dodge in the left lane. He is dialed a 645. Oh, this race should be over. Let's see if it ends up like I think it is. Yes, Victoria Bailey takes the win. She was 0.87 on the tree. Ashton was a little late. She went 5.82 on a 5.72. Victoria Bailey is moving on to second round. All right, Randall Burchett pulling up in the right lane. He is down a 6.59. Mert Harold, left lane in the old camouflage Ford hunting truck, down a 5.72. All right, here we go. Oh, both very good reaction times. Let's see if Mert can finish it off. And he does. Mert Harold was 0.10 on the tree. He goes 5.74 on a 5.72. Randall 6.54 on a 6.59. Goes a little too quick, breaks out. Mert Harold for the win, going to second round. Adam Taylor pulling up in the right lane out of Walkerton in Virginia, dialed a 5.88. And Mrs. I am the points leader at the moment, Kristen Fogg out of Aylett. She is dialed a 6.21. Kristen has been very, very tough bracket racing this year in this Ford. Let's see if what she can do here. Oh, and she turns the red light on. I hope I didn't jinx her. Adam Taylor takes the win. He goes 5.89 on a 5.88. He was 0.73 on the tree. I'm sure you will see Kristen buy back and re-enter. A very rare red light for her, so let's see what happens. All right, we're doing a little track grooming. We'll get back into first round action just for a moment. When we bracket race down here on our bracket race days, we'll send the tractors down the track a little bit more often than we normally do on a Friday night. We like to try to keep the track as consistent as possible for these bracket racers down here. So we do a little bit more track maintenance on a bracket day. So we'll get back to racing here in just a few moments. And my associate up here in the tower just gave me a piece of paper. So second round in the quick 8, if you're following, I'm going to have Dandridge Allen, which was our number 1 qualifier. He will be running Herman Fogg, our number 3 qualifier. So first pair, Dandridge Allen and Herman Fogg. And our second pair will be Butch Self, will be racing Francis Thomas. So second round action in the quick 8 will be Dandridge Allen and Herman Fogg. And then Butch Self will be running Francis Thomas in the little Jeep. And the winner of the quick 8, the winner of the final, will get to come over and continue on in the bracket class. So like I said earlier, possibly a double payday for somebody. We'll get back to racing in here in just a moment. All right, here we go. Back to first round action for the bracket class. Mr. Eric Bailey, always tough down here bracket racing. Last year's point champion. Eric Bailey in the right lane out of Waverly, down to 630. Brian Self in the big old Ford monster truck out of Warsaw, down to 572 in the left lane. Brian made it to the final last race we had down here in the bracket racing. Brian must have not known he went red. Brian turns the red light on in the left side. Eric Bailey goes 631 on a 630. Eric Bailey takes the win, moving on to second round. He was down there whacking the throttle. I don't think he saw that he went red. I don't have the name in front of me on the left lane. It's John Dunn Jr. in the right lane here in a Ford, dialed a 660. Left lane is dialed a 680. John Dunn with the better reaction time in the right side. Down there about blocking the truck up. Oh, and he breaks out. He was hard on the brakes. John Dunn Jr. breaks out in the right lane, 651 on a 660 dial. Left lane takes the win. The left lane was 684 on a 680 dial. All right. Terry Self in the right lane. An old Ford, dialed a 750. Trey Hartless in the left lane is dialed a 573. This race is over. Trey Hartless turns the red light on in the left side. It definitely helped that Terry was 033 on the tree in the right lane. He did a good job. I'm glad he did. 717 on a 750 dial. That would have been a little bit of a breakout. So Terry Self in the right lane takes the win, moving on to second round. And Mr. Nelson Lane out of Wakefield, Virginia, by his order of the 005 reaction time that he had, third time run, he gets the bye. So he will get a single here. And that's an automatic win, and we will be seeing Mr. Lane in the second round. And he was dialed a 638. He goes 635 at 50 miles an hour. He was 171 on the tree. But he had to buy, so we'll be seeing him second round. And we'll be calling our second round for Quick 8 here in just a moment.
I'm just telling you what I was told. I asked him the same question.
All right, at this moment, I'll take my second round of quick eight. Second round of quick eight, guys. That's Dandridge Allen, Herman Fogg, and then Butch Self and Francis Thomas. I need y'all over to the lanes. Second round of quick eight. As soon as I get those guys over here and get them all paired up, I'll be calling re-entry, but not right now. Let me get my quick eight second round guys over here, but I'll be calling the re-entry just after they get over here, so y'all just hold tight.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
All right, at this point, I've got my quick eight second round down here at the bottom of the hill. I'll take my re-entry. Anybody looking to buy back re-entry, I'll take y'all in lanes 3 and 4. I need my re-entry guys to come over to lanes 3 and 4 and come over here, see Jonathan. He will get you straight. I will take my re-entry, and that's also quick eight guys that lost first round. You can buy back as well. But I'll take all my re-entry buyback guys over to lanes 3 and 4. Thank y'all. All right, last call for re-entry. Look, anybody looking to buy back? Last call for re-entries. I need you in lanes 3 and 4. Lanes 3 and 4. And at this point, I'll take my second round bracket class. Winners from first round, I'll take my second round bracket class. Y'all come to lanes 1 and 2. So last call for buybacks, 3 and 4, and I'll take my winners for second round in lanes 1 and 2. All right, well, here we go. Second round of the quick 8. Francis Thomas in the right lane in the Jeep is dialed a 570. Butch Self in the left lane in the Ford is dialed a 515. Let's see if the little Jeep can get it done. Nope. Turns the red light on. Butch carries it through, goes 517 on a 515 dial. He was 093 on the tree. Francis Thomas goes 571 on a 570 dial. Unfortunately, Francis turns the red light on. All right, here comes Dandridge Allen in the right lane, dialed a 502. He was your number 1 qualifier here to quick 8. Herman Fogg, dialed a 518. Reaction time for both guys. Herman takes the win. He goes 519 on a 518 dial. Dandridge Allen, oh my, 501 with a 9 on a 502. Broke out by 1 thousandths. Herman Fogg takes the win, moving on to the final round. And he will see Butch Self in the final of the quick 8 here in just a few moments. So I will see Herman Fogg and Butch Self of the final in the quick 8. And the winner of that will get to go over to the bracket class and continue on. 501 with a 9 on a 502 dial. 1 thousandths breakout. That's hard to swallow. All right, we'll get back to the second round of the bracket class in just a second. Just hold tight. right, here we go. Second round action? Or no? What round is this? Second round? That's right. I thought I had it right. Second round action of the bracket class. Brian Longest pulling up in the right lane down to 625. Keith Self down to 680. Keith with a reaction time advantage in the left. Hard on the brakes down there. And nope. Brian Longest with the win. Brian goes 627 on a 625. Keith was 691 on a 680. Brian Longest moving on to the next round. All right, Adam Taylor in the right lane. Out of Walkerton, dialed at 588. Victoria Bailey in the Ford Explorer in the left, out of 578. This race should be over. Let's see if it is. Oh, he's down there hitting the brakes, whacking on the gas. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I think he was a little hard on the brakes. Victoria Bailey in the left lane for the win. Adam had her sewed up on the tree. Wow. A little bit too much brake pedal. That left pedal is just as important as the right pedal sometimes. All right, Terry Self pulling up in the right lane in the Ford, dialed is 720. Eric Bailey in the left lane in the Dodge, dialed is 630. Look at the reaction time for Mr. Eric Bailey in the left. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can. Eric Bailey was 007 on the tree. He goes 641 on a 630. Terry Self 726 on a 20. Reaction time for Eric definitely helped win that round. All right, Nelson Lane on the right side of the track in the Dodge, dialed to 634. Kevin Mundy again driving Mr. Hammond's truck is dialed a 575. Locks the brakes up and he takes the win. 579 on a 575. Nelson in the right lane was 640 on a 634. So Kevin Money moving on to the next round. A little track maintenance. We'll get back to the reaction, the eliminations here in just a second. Hold on. bracket class eliminations here. We got Kristen Fogg buying back. Unfortunately, she turned the red light on first round, so bought back, and here she is. Kristen Fogg, our points leader. Left lane down to 6:24. Randall Burchett. Yep. Oh, whoops. Yeah, apparently Randall sees a dial-in discrepancy, and he's doing exactly what you need to do. When you're down here bracket racing and you go to pull up the stage, if your dial-in on the scoreboard is not correct, don't stage. And he did what he needed to do right there, and we got it straight. All right, anyway, back to racing here. Kristen Fogg, left lane, 6:24. Randall Burchett in the right lane, 6:52. I think that's his correct dial now, 6:52. Oh, red light again for Kristen. 002. Wow. Just, sometimes it's just not your night. Randall Burchett takes the win, moving on to the next round. Unfortunately, Kristen, 2 red lights in a row. I apologize if I jinxed her. All right, Ashton Cecil pulling up in the left lane in the Dodge, dialed at 6:44. Shane Hartless in the right lane in the Ford F-150 is dialed at 5:34. Ashton Cecil takes the win, 6:49 on a 6:44 dial. Hartless in the right lane was 5:40 on a 5:34. Ashton taking the win, moving on to the next round. All right, here comes John Dunn Jr. in the right lane out of West Point, Virginia. He's dialed a 6:44 in the right lane in the Ford F-150. Michael Smith in the left lane in the old Dodge, dialed a 5:47. Michael Smith with a huge reaction time advantage in the left. Can he take the win? Yes, he can. Michael Smith goes 5:54 on a 5:47. He was 0.65 on the tree. Not a bad light for Michael at all. Dunn 6:51. So Michael Smith taking the win, moving on to the next round. All right, Trey Hartless in the right lane, pulling up in the Ford, dialed a 5:60. And Mr. Bubba Peel, left lane, dialed a 5:47. I think it's every 4 pair, sorry about that. All right, here we go. Mr. Bubba Peel in the left lane, 5:47 is his dial. Hartless in the right, 5:60. Almost pretty even here. Bubba should have the win if this can hold it. Reaction time advantage. And he can. Bubba goes 5:50 on a 47. He was 100 on the tree. Trey Hartless in the right lane went 5:68 on his 60 dial. So Bubba taking the win, moving on to the next round.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
All right, here we go. 3 remaining trucks, bracket class down here. All right, here we go. Next pair out. Brian Self, left lane out of Warsaw, Virginia. Now look at the computer screen here. I got Brian Self. He says it's in a 1984 Chevrolet. I don't think that's right. All right, anyway, Brian Self in the Ford monster truck in the left lane is out at 572. Lewis Bailey out of Waverly, Virginia in the Dodge in the right lane out at 550. Here we go. Brian leaving first in the monster truck. Lewis Bailey with the win. 554 on a 550 dial. Brian Selt was 001 red. Turned the red light on by 1 thousandths. Sometimes it's just not your day. All right. Mert Harrell pulling up in the left lane in the old Ford hunting truck. He had to buy this round, so he is taking the automatic win to the next round. He's down to 570. All right, Mert finishes off this round. He went 568 on a 570, so he had it dialed in pretty close. So we will see Mert in the next round of eliminations. We'll get everybody back over here in just a moment. We'll be calling the final of the Quick 8 over here in just a second. In the final round of the Quick 8, we're going to have Herman Fogg and Butch Self. We'll be calling y'all to the lanes in just a moment. So we got one pair left in the Quick 8. And you'll see that here in just a second. We'll call y'all in just a moment.
Yeah, I keep doing that all the time.
All right, I'll take my final round of the Quick 8, Herman Fogg and Butch Self. Y'all are my 2 remaining trucks in the Quick 8. Y'all come on over to the lanes. I'll take my final, Herman Fogg and Butch Self. Y'all come on over to the lanes. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This is going to be your final round of your Quick 8 bracket class. Quick 8 final round coming around the corner here. Now, the winner of this will get to go to the next round of the other bracket class, so could possibly have a double payday. Anyway, Butch Self in the left lane out of Callio out at 5:15. Mr. Herman Fogg in the right lane out at 5:18. Pretty much a heads-up race, 300 separating, so Herman will get to leave 300s before Butch. Pretty much heads-up drag race here. Final round, Quick 8 action coming at you right now. This should be Herman's race. Herman gets it. Herman was 0.52 on the tree. He goes 5.22 on a 5.18 dial. 0.52 on the tree, like I said. Butch was 5.16 on a 5.15. But unfortunately, he was 1.10 on the tree. Reaction time for Herman definitely won that race. So congratulations to Herman and Butch for both making the final in the Quick 8. But Herman Fogg gets to move on to the bracket class. Let's see if he can go double up and go win some more money. Congratulations to both of those guys for doing that. Nice job for them. Good congratulations, Herman. All right, everybody, just want to grab y'all's attention to let you know the food truck just informed us they'll be leaving in about 15 minutes. So you got about 15 minutes before the food truck pulls out. So last call, kinda, for the Chasing the Pig barbecue concession stand. So last call for the food truck. If y'all looking to grab something, come on down quickly. Thank y'all. All right, I'll take everybody over to the staging lanes. I need my winners for the next round of eliminations to the bracket class. Round 3. I'll take my winners to round 3 over the staging lanes, please. Y'all come on back. We should have, I'm thinking by my calculations, we should have about 10 trucks left. So come on back to the staging lanes for the next round, y'all. Thank y'all.
If you are ever stranded, stuck, or simply need a tow, call Dart Towing. Whether it's a breakdown, a fender bender, or just getting your ride where it needs to go, Dart is ready 24/7 with fast, reliable service you can count on. And hey, gearheads, racers, and adrenaline junkies, Dart Towing is a proud sponsor of the Newtown Dragway live streams. That's right, when engines roar, Dart is there, supporting the local racing scene every step of the way. When you need a lift, call Dart Towing. Dial 804-769-AUTO or visit us online at darttow.com. Dart is driven, dependable, and there when you need us.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, here we go. Next round, Randall Burchett in the right lane. That is dialed a 654. Kevin Mundy driving Mr. Hammond's truck in the left lane, dialed a 575. That's Ashton Cecil. All right, Kevin Mundy takes the win. 581 on a 575. He was 019 on the tree. Nice reaction time for Mr. Mundy. All right, next pair pulling around the corner. Lewis Bailey in the right lane, down to 550. Bubba Peel in the left lane is down to 547. Time for Mr. Bubba Peel in the left lane, and he takes the win. That was a nice pass for Bubba. Check this out, 547 with a 4 on a 547, 012 on the tree. That was a very nice pass for Bubba, taking the win, moving on to the next round. Lewis Bailey was 557 on a 550.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
All right, here we go. Continuing on with third round eliminations. Michael Smith in the left lane. He's out a 5:47. Victoria Bailey in the right lane is out a 5:78. There's the tree. Here we go. Pretty even reaction time for both. Michael Smith down there whacking on the gas. Goes 5:53 on a 5:47. Bailey was 5:90 on a 5:78. Michael Smith moving on to the next round. All right, Ashton Cecil pulling up in the left lane in the Dodge. He's out at 6:44. Mert Harold in the old camouflage Ford is out at 5:68. All right, Ashton Cecil taking the win. 6:44 on it with a 2 on a 6:44. Dead on. Taking the win, moving on to the next round. Mert Harold in the right lane turns the red light on.
Yeah.
All right, Eric Bailey in the right lane down to 6:30. Ryan Longest left lane down to 6:25. Is that Tater Fog hanging out the passenger window over there? Two pretty good reaction times, but the good one is in the left lane. Takes the win. Ryan Longest 6:37 on a 6:25. He was 0:53 on the tree. Eric Bailey breaks out. He goes 6:27 on a 6:30. He was 0:95 on the tree. So two pretty good reaction times, but unfortunately Eric Bailey breaks out. Ryan Longest going on to the next round. All right, we'll take next round. Next round to the staging lanes, please. Next round to the staging lanes. Y'all come on over. I need my winners to staging lanes. Bubba Peel, you have the bye. Bubba Peel, you have the bye. All right, here we go. Fourth round action. Got Brian Longus pulling up out of Newtown, Virginia. Dialed to 625. That does look like Tater Fogg hanging out the passenger window. Is that you, Tater? All right, good job, Tater. Kevin Mundy, left lane, dialed to 575. Let's see what the team of Longus and Tater can do here in the right lane. I believe they're done. And I was correct. Kevin Mundy takes the win, 586 on a 575. He was 064 on the tree. Longest goes 634 on a 25. He was 170 on the tree. Reaction time advantage went to Kevin Mundy, taking the win. Ashton Cecil pulling up in the left lane in a Dodge. He's dialed a 642. And here we go, Mr. Herman Fogg, quick 8 winner. Over in the bracket class now, dialed a 518. Let's see if old Mr. Herman can double up this evening and go to the pay window twice tonight. 518 in the right lane, 642 in the left. is going to be hard to beat, Herman. I don't know. Oh, couldn't do it. Ashton Cecil goes 006 in the left lane with a 642 on a 642. Ashton Cecil puts together a very tight package and takes the win over Herman. Ashton moving on to the next round. Herman had a very good pass himself, but Ashton put together something crazy. Ashton moving on to the next round. All right, Michael Smith in the Dodge pulling up in the right lane, dialed a 549. Mr. Bubba Peel in the left lane in the old Ford is dialed a 547. Pretty much heads up bracket race here. All right, here we go. Michael Smith taking the win. Bubba goes red. Michael was 554 on a 549. He was 030 on the tree. Bubba went 42 on a 47. 068 red for Bubba in the left lane. Michael is moving on to the next round. All right, we're down to three trucks. Just, I'll bring y'all over in just a minute. But I wanted to go ahead and announce while I got a quiet moment, we are running a gamblers race. So I see a lot of trucks pulling out of here, but we are running the gamblers race as soon as this event is over. So we only got three trucks left, so down to three, and then we'll get that finished and we'll run a gamblers race. But I wanted to let y'all know we will be running a gamblers race this evening, so y'all just hold tight. Thank you. All right, I'll take my last 3 remaining trucks, semi-final action. And Ashton Cecil, you have the bye. Ashton Cecil has the bye, so it's going to be Ashton Cecil. I believe it's Kevin Mundy and Michael Smith. Those should be my 3 remaining trucks, I believe. But Ashton Cecil, you have the bye, so you will be in the final round. But I'll take my 3 remaining trucks for the semifinals. Y'all come on back to the staging lanes. Ashton Cecil, you have the bye.
This live stream is brought to you by Dixon's Automotive Repair and Dart Towing.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
Oh, Michael should have this race. And he does take the win. He's down there whacking on the gas. Michael Smith goes 5.56 on a 5.50. He was 0.25 on the tree. Mundy in the left lane was 5.79 on a 5.75. Not a very good light for Mr. Mundy. Michael Smith is going to be seeing Ashton Cecil in the final. And here comes Ashton Cecil pulling up in the left lane in a Dodge with the bye run. And he's down to 640. Goes 643. He was 164 on the tree. So we'll see. Definitely use that as a time run when you're getting ready to go to the final. So we'll see Ashton Cecil and Michael Smith here in a few minutes for the final round in our bracket class this evening. And obviously, as soon as we get them down in the lanes, we'll probably be calling the gamblers race over as well. So just hold tight. But we will have a gamblers race. So we're down to 2 trucks. One more round.
If you are ever stranded, stuck, or simply need a tow, call Dart Towing. Whether it's a breakdown, a fender bender, or just getting your ride where it needs to go, Dart is ready 24/7 with fast, reliable service you can count on. And hey, gearheads, racers, and adrenaline junkies, Dart Towing is a proud sponsor of the Newtown Dragway live streams. That's right, when engines roar, Dart is there, supporting the local racing scene every step of the way. When you need a lift, call Dart Towing. Dial 804-769-AUTO or visit us online at darttow.com. Dart is driven, dependable, and there when you need us.
All right, y'all. I'll take my 2 remaining trucks. I'll take my finalists. Michael's, y'all. Anyway, 2 remaining trucks. Y'all come on back. Let me get my 2 remaining trucks for my final round. Y'all come on over here.
I'll have to wait for one of y'all because the freaking bags and everything. I normally just give up on the bag and put a couple bunch of cords around and call it a day.
All right, here we go. Getting ready to run the final here of the bracket race. Got Ashton Cecil down here in the staging lanes in the Dodge. Got Michael Smith pulling up now, also in the Dodge. Real quick while I got y'all, Butch Self, you've got money in the tower. Butch Self, you got some money in the tower, so don't leave without coming to get that. And also Herman Fogg. You got some money in the tower, and also Herman Fogg, in a minute, can you bring your truck down to the winner's circle so I can get your picture, sir? So Herman Fogg, come on down and get your picture taken here in a minute. Bring your truck down here. You got money in the tower. And as soon as this race is over here in just a second, I'm gonna talk to these people, get some pictures taken, and then we'll call the gamblers race. All right, so one more pair. Michael Smith in the right lane down to 5:51. Ashton Cecil, left lane, down to 6:40. All right, last remaining pair of trucks in the bracket race this evening. Who is going to take the win tonight? Ashton turns the red light on. Michael Smith takes the win. Nice job, Michael. Mr. Herman Fogg, bring that FE-powered old Ford truck on down here and get your picture taken, sir. Got some money in the tower for you. Butch Self, you've got some money in the tower for you too. Also, sir, don't leave without getting it. So in just a second, we'll be calling the gamblers race. We'll be calling y'all to the lanes in just a second. So y'all just hold tight.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
ahead and give some money over here. Mr. Michael Smith in the winner's circle this evening. Here's money for you, sir. That's always good. I know that's why you came down here. I figured there was going to be a time where I was going to be seeing this truck and seeing you in the winner's circle. You always really good at bracket racing. I knew you were going to get one of these eventually. Nice job, sir. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. It's been a while. So.
Yeah, you're always down here. I saw you down here last night testing tune and working on your reaction time and stuff like that. It looks like the hard work paid out over here in the winner's circle. Nice job, sir. Like I said, I figured you were going to be down here eventually. I've been waiting for you.
I was hoping for it.
Yes, sir. All right, Michael Smith is your winner this evening. Huh? Michael Smith is your winner this evening in the bracket class. Nice job with him with the Dodge. Congratulations, sir. Alrighty, look at this. We got 2 Dodges tonight. What the heck? I don't like Dodge. Congratulations, sir. I figured I'd be seeing you down here as well. You were driving the crap out of this thing this evening. Your reaction times were great. And I think it finally got the advantage of you in the final. You turned the red light on barely.
You messed me up, but on my last one, when it flickered, it messed me up. So I swear I left on the third light, but I guess I didn't.
I think Dodge just wanted to go. Sometimes it's really hard to hold these things back, you know. Anyway, congratulations to Ashton Cecil down here, runner-up tonight in the bracket class. Blackwater Motorsports, again, showing people why they are so good. All the time. They're down here all the time. Eric, what are you doing over here? You were supposed to come last night and talk to me, talk while we were in the tower. Where were you at last night?
I was in Panama City Beach, Florida.
That is a lie. No way you were down there last night. And you came all the way back just to go bracket racing in Newtown?
Absolutely. You know I wasn't going to one.
I would have stayed in Florida.
When I got back and it was hotter than hell up here, I probably should have. I was sitting on the beach yesterday drinking out of a coconut. Sweating.
Well, you did good. All right, the man said he was drinking out of a coconut last night. All right, well, anyway, Blackwater Motorsports representing it like they normally do. Always good down here at Newtown. Congratulations, Ashton Cecil, runner-up this evening, taking a little bit of money home. Yes, sir. On spark plug.
Here's your son. Here's your son. No, never mind.
All right, here we go. Got a little bit of money for Mr. Herman Fogg. I don't want to talk to Herman right now. I want to talk to the points leader. Kristen, tell me about this evening. Come on now. I mean, you can't. I know you can't win them all, because if you won them all, the only person that would show up would be you. So you can't win them all. Tell me about your evening. I mean, come on, red light after red light after red light. I know you were aiming for it.
So I came up here last night and tried a couple different things with the light. to try and get it better, and I think I screwed myself up. So it's all good.
Somebody told me the other day, because we were talking about reaction time the other day. Another woman told us it's not where you put the car or whatever, it's about what it feels like. Remember what she said the other day? Glenda Cochran, a good bracket racer on the asphalt. She says it's what your body just feels, and sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. Come on. But anyway, Mr. Herman Fogg, congratulations. A little bit of money for you. Ain't a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. So Mr. Herman Fogg, winner of the Quick 8 tonight. If y'all weren't here last night, he beat the crap out of this thing last night. And as when the evening finished up last night, this is your number 2 truck on the top 10 street truck list. So not only is it number 2 on the list, it's down here bracket racing as well. So that goes to show you how tough this truck is. Congratulations, Mr. Herman Fogg.
Thank you, sir. I want to thank everybody for being here, spectators and all. Thank Willett for the great track. And also, old PixelHunters here for broadcasting this live. We appreciate all the help and everything, and thank Dixon Automotive. Thank y'all.
Good job, Herman. Well said. Thanks for Ryan and PixelHunters and Jeremy Dixon, like Herman said. Congratulations, Herman, winning the Quick 8 bracket race tonight. Good job, y'all. Hey, Tater, are you running the Gamblers race? I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I believe Brian Longus would have won tonight if you wouldn't have gotten his truck. That's right. Brian Longus is going to win one of these. You need to stay out of his truck. All right, Tater. Good luck in the Gamblers race. I want to talk to you down here in a little bit.
Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. Kevin Monday, you have money in the tower. Kevin Monday, you have money in the tower. Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. Anybody interested in the Gamblers race, come to the staging lanes. Anybody interested in the Gamblers race, come to the staging lanes. Bring $20 with you. One more time. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. If you want to get in the gamblers race, you need to be in the staging lanes. Bring $20 with you. If you want to get in a gamblers race, you need to be in the staging lanes right now.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from though. here we go. Gamblers race. First round of Gamblers race. First pair out. Oh, Brian Self, monster truck's back. Brian in the left lane is out of 572. Dandridge Allen is dialed a 502. Right lane. It's a little slow for Dandridge. I think he's going to break out. See what he can do. Oh, 2 awesome reaction times. Good Lord. Oh, what did I tell you? I told you Dandridge was going to break out. Double breakout. Brian Self goes 571 with a 3 on a 572. Double 07 reaction time. Dandridge Allen in the right lane. He goes 501 with a 3 on a 502. 013 tree. That was a crazy race. Brian Self moving on to second round. All right, Kevin Mundy back up in Mr. Hammond's truck in the left lane down to 575. Nelson Lane in the red Dodge down to 638. Oh, Nelson Lane with the win, 645 on a 638 dial. Kevin Mundy goes 598 on a 75. Truck just didn't run the number for some reason, or he was down there whacking on the gas. All right, Ashton Cecil, runner-up in the bracket class a few moments ago in the left lane, down to 640. And Randall Burchett in the right lane, down to 660. Little track grooming, and we will continue on with the Gamblers race. Hold on just a moment. All right, winners, Gamblers race, we do round robin, so winners, I need y'all back in the lanes. So when you win in the Gamblers race, y'all come on back to the lanes, come back around. All right, here we go. Continuing on with Gambler's Race. Still in first round after a little track cleanup. We had a little oil down. Sorry about that. All right, Terry Self in the right lane is down to 720. Left lane, I don't have a name. Down to 680. Pretty much identical reaction time here. Terry Self takes the win, double breakout. Terry was 710 on a 720. Left lane was 665 on a 680. Double breakout, right lane with the win. All right, here comes Kristen Fogg back up. Dial to 624. Now I see Brian Longest truck in the left lane, and he's hanging out the passenger side, so I assume Tater is driving. This can't be good. Oh, Tater, you're done. Oh, Kristen's showing you what she knows how to do. 084 on the tree for Kristen, 636 on a 624. She was hard on the brake. Tater was 636 on a 630. He was dead late. Kristen moving on to the next round. All right, here we go. Lewis Bailey back up in the Gambler's Race. Right lane down to 550. Butch Self, left lane down to 515. Butch was our runner-up in the Quick 8 bracket class earlier this evening. Back up in the Gambler's Race. This should be Lewis Bailey's race, and it is, yes. Double breakout. Wow, almost dead on. Lewis Bailey goes 549 with an 8 on a 550. He was 093 on the tree. Butch was 514 with a 6 on a 515. So both of those barely broke out. Reaction time advantage for Lewis, got the win. All right, Herman Fogg back up. Oh, Herman unfortunately has got to run Bubba. All right, so Herman Fogg in the right lane, 518 in the right. Bubba is dialed at 543 in the left. Bubba should have this one. And he does. Bubba goes 544 on a 543, 021 on the tree. Herman went 526 on a 518. A little late. All right, last vehicle for the Gambler's Race first round. All right, well, our last vehicle here in a moment is Francis Thomas in the Jeep. He's got the buy. So he will be going on to second round here in just a moment. A little miscommunication with the tractor. So just hold tight. We're going to send Francis for his single. All right, here we go. I think we finally got it straight. Francis Thomas in the right lane, down to 569. He got the buy run by card choice. All right, here we go. Last vehicle, first round in the Gambler's Race. Dialed to 569 for Francis. and he goes a 569. Nice pass for Francis. He was 059 on the tree, 569 with an 8 on a 69. Nice pass. We will be seeing him in just a moment in second round. All right, if you're not already over in the staging lanes, I need my winners in the staging lanes. We do round robin in the gamblers race, so if you're not in the staging lanes and you are a winner, come on over to the staging lanes now.
Yeah, I was just making an F scene.
right, second round Gamblers race coming at you. I've been talking for 2 days straight. I'm about to lose my voice. Nelson Lane in the right lane is dialed a 642 in the red Dodge. Old Kristen Fogg in the left dialed a 624. All right, Kristen, you got a little bit of reaction time advantage going to you. Can you take the win? Yes, you can. Nelson Lane breaks out. He went 638 on a 642. Kristen goes 670. Wow, on a 624. She must have been using the brake pedal down there. All right, Bubba Peel in the left lane pulling up out of 543. Ashton Cecil in the right lane pulling up is dialed a 640. All right, Bubba Peel taking the win. Ashton turns the red light on. Bubba went through 539 on a 543, so he had that dialed up, holding a few numbers. Ashton Cecil, unfortunately, turns the red light on, so Bubba is taking the win and moving on to third round. All right, Terry Self pulling up in the left lane, dialed a 710. Right lane, Lewis Bailey, dialed a 547 in Dodge. All right, Lewis Bailey takes the win. Look at that. Nice pass for Lewis. 547 with an 8 on a 547. He was 046 on the tree, so that's a good package for Lewis. Terry Self, unfortunately, turns the red light on. He was 009 red. All right, well, y'all check this out. This is kind of comical to look at the computer screen when you see it. Brian Self in the left lane. Big block forward, big old supercharger hanging out the hood is down to 570. The right lane has got an inline 4-liter down to 567. So the monster truck is leaving before the Jeep. Oh, Francis takes the win, reaction time advantage. Oh my, Brian's going to shoot himself. 569 with the 9 on a 570. Francis was 579 on a 567. 082 on the tree. So the reaction time won that for Francis. Just put yourself in Francis' shoes on that one. He's driving a Jeep Cherokee and looking out the window and he's seeing a monster truck beside him. That's probably pretty cool. But anyway, Francis Thomas taking the win, going on to the next round. right, here we go. Semi-final action in the Gamblers race. We are down to 4 vehicles for this evening. I appreciate everybody coming out. I know it has been hot today. Hopefully moving it back 1 hour helped y'all. All right, here we go. 4 more vehicles left. Semifinals, 2 pair. Kristen Fogg pulling up in the left lane. In the Ford, she's down to 624. Francis Thomas in the Jeep, right lane out of Sanson, Virginia. He's down at 570. Almost identical reaction time. I'm not sure what happened there. Kristen Fogg was 070 on the tree. Francis Thomas was 079, so it was pretty close. Not sure what happened to Kristen's truck. Francis Thomas takes the win, 597 on a 570. That's probably the first time that I've seen her truck actually bobble or let her down a little bit. Not sure what happened there. All right, last pair. Lewis Bailey coming up in the right lane is down to 546. Bubba Peel in the left lane, down to 543. Almost heads up bracket race. So Francis Thomas is going to be in the final of the Gamblers race, and he will be running the winner of this pair right here. Let's see what happens. This race by reaction time, and he does. Bubba breaks out. Bubba went 541 with a 5 on a 43. Breaks out, giving the win to Lewis. Lewis was 553 on a 546. So it's going to be Lewis Bailey and Francis Thomas are the remaining trucks in the Gamblers race. So we got one more race this evening.
Dixon's Automotive Repair has 2 convenient locations in Ashland and King William, Virginia. As soon as you walk through our doors, you're greeted by one of our expert service advisors right in our welcoming front area, where comfort and quality service start the moment you arrive. Both locations offer ASE certified technicians. With our state-of-the-art facilities, they are prepared to keep you moving today. Schedule an appointment today and experience the Dixon difference, because you can't miss what you never had.
All right, we got our final round action, the gamblers race coming. One more pair left. Just need y'all in the staging lanes. Last pair of the gamblers race. All right, here we go. We got one more pair. Final round gamblers action coming at you right here. Last race of the evening. Francis Thomas is going to be in the right lane in the Jeep, Dot of 570. Lewis Bailey in the Dodge in the left lane coming around the corner. I think he's dialed, looks like he's dialed a 550. Again, thank all y'all for coming out here to Newtown Dragway and fighting the heat. It's been a really, really hot day. We moved the time back a little bit to make sure that y'all were safe. And hopefully it cooled off a little bit, helped a little bit that 1 hour. I don't know if it did or not, but hopefully it helped. Thank y'all for y'all's support. Again, coming down here all the time. All right, one more race. Francis Thomas in the right, 570. Lewis Bailey in the left, 550. Last race of the evening. Oh, Lewis got it. I would have thought that was Francis. 551, it looks like on a 50. All right, congratulations to Lewis Bailey, Blackwater Motorsports, taking it again. All right, it looks like we're making a little shakedown pass in Kristen Fogg's truck. They had a little problem with it a little ago. Doing a little test pass, see if they figured out what was going on. .622, looks like it was running about what it's supposed to run, and I'm not sure exactly what happened or what they did, but that looks good. All right. I'm going to do something here in a minute. You don't know what I'm going to do yet. All right. Normally, Lewis Bailey was a regular in the winner circle for the longest time. I'd be viewing him all the time. And he hadn't been down here in a while, but I knew it wouldn't be long before he was back. He knows what he's doing. I'm going to do something a little weird. Eric.
Yes, sir. Well, you changed your times a lot this evening. You feel? I know. I'm trying to think of a good question. Were you confident that your truck was going to do that on that pass? A 50?
No. The track's been a little tricky today. And no, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just so proud of you and Victoria and Ashton doing good today. I feel like I might have done something.
Well, in my eyes, you're always the best racer out there, so you did a great job. Newtown does a great job.
No. Willard has the nicest track in the country, I will say that.
And thank you for letting us race here.
All right, Eric's fired. He sucks. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for coming down here to Newtown Dragway. Again, like I said, it was hot. We all battled the heat. And fantastic day. Everybody was safe. Again, next Friday night, Diesel Shootout. And I think I've been told that Eric's going to be coming up into the tower with me and doing some, we're going to do some announcing. So next week we'll have some fun. But thank all y'all for coming. So we'll be open down here next Friday for the Diesel Shootout. But I appreciate the support. Like usual, y'all have a good, safe ride home, and we'll see you later.